Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. I wanted to talk for a second about something that I just saw in the news that I thought was worth discussing. And it has to do with Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a really smart guy. He runs a company called Tesla. And I've talked about Elon Musk before, and I just think it's cool that the richest man in the world wants to go to Mars and wants to solve global problems like climate change. I think that he's good for the world. So first of all, I want to ask you, please don't make fun of me because I'm wearing my Ohio State Buckeyes shirt. And if you are a football fan, you saw my Buckeyes get their butts whooped by the Alabama Crimson Tide. And Alabama earned it. They proved themselves today. They played a great game. They have an amazing team. So it was a really fun game to watch for about 5 minutes until Alabama started showing us why Alabama is so respected. So anyway, with that said, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. Let's talk about Elon Musk. So the reason Elon Musk is the topic of conversation for today on the Black Financial Channel is because Elon Musk is the kind of person that does something that some of you may remember. Anybody remember E.F. Hutton? Remember what they used to say about E.F. Hutton? When E.F. Hutton talks, what happens? When E.F. Hutton talks, people listen, right? Anybody remember that? Give me a yes or no if you remember that. But there used to be a commercial, and everybody saw the commercial, and it said, when E.F. Hutton talks, people listen. Well, Elon Musk has that E.F. Hutton quality where when he talks, people listen, or when he tweets, people listen. And people should listen because he's a very smart guy, and I think that I think Elon Musk is awesome. So Elon Musk, in response to all the chaos that's going on in Washington, tweeted something that was basically telling people to use an app called Signal, apparently, some app that I guess allows you to encrypt your messages or something like that. So he tweets something really simple and harmless to 42 million people, something like, use Signal or whatever, right? Because Elon Musk has a big issue with some of the big tech giants, by the way. He thinks that Amazon should be broken up. He thinks Facebook is going to destroy the world with artificial intelligence. He also thinks that the virus the panic around the virus is stupid. He used those words. And so he says a lot of things that are not very popular, but I like him because I think that what he's saying is actually on point. A lot of times he's not a stupid guy. I mean, he's the richest man on earth. So he didn't get that way by being a dummy. And so he starts tweeting about this company called Advanced Signal, or he tweets, use Signal. So what happens is that the whole world that follows Elon Musk, they all suddenly bum rush this stock called Advanced Signal. I don't give me a yes or no if you heard this story, but basically they started bum rushing this penny stock called Advanced Signal, or Signal Advance. I'm sorry, Signal Advance, not Advanced Signal, Signal Advance. I get the words backward. Signal Advance. And Signal Advance was this little tiny penny stock that had nothing to do with what Musk was tweeting. It had nothing to do with his tweet. But because Elon Musk tweeted, use Signal, everybody went after this company, Signal Advance, and they started buying shares of this company's stock. Well, let me tell you what happened with this company's stock. The stock went up like 11,000% in one day. It went from 60 cents a share to $70 a share, $70 a share. I looked it up online. It's still trading at something like $38 a share or something ridiculous, which is kind of crazy because I don't know how this value could be justified. I would presume that maybe tomorrow it's going to be corrected because right now it's kind of crazy. It's just kind of ridiculous. There's nothing that justifies such a high valuation. So if you bought it and you didn't get out of it, then you're going to be stuck with a stock that's probably going to plummet tomorrow. I'm going to try to show you guys a screenshot of Signal Advanced shares. There we go. I hope you guys can see the screen right here. If you're watching on Instagram, you can't see it, but just imagine a little tiny flat line that's super low, like 60 cents, that suddenly jumps up to $70. That's what happened with Signal Advanced stock. I would have loved to have been a shareholder when this all went down. You can see where the stock just jumped through the roof, and then it dipped after it jumped, and it's been hovering. And the funny thing is that even after the dip, it's down to 27. It actually went back up to 38. So if you bought at 27, you'd actually make money. Now, here's the thing. Here's what I want to kind of talk. This is why I want to talk about Elon Musk and what happened with Signal Advance. And before I dig into my Dr. Boyce analysis, because you guys know I got to give you an intellectual spin. Fox News gives you conservative spin, MSNBC gives you liberal spin. I give you black intellectual spin. That's why I tell you that my platform is for intelligent black people. So what things I talk about, I try to give you the intelligent angle. I also try try to give you the black angle so that you can benefit from the conversation and not just listen because I'm here. But do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, please. If you could, real quick, hit the thumbs up, share, subscribe button. We're trying to grow our media. If you could subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that stuff, I would appreciate it. And also, just a reminder, our Generational Wealth Conference happens this weekend. The URL is generationalwealthconference.com. It's online. You can attend from anywhere. We're going to cover everything from credit to insurance strategies, to real estate, to tax strategies, to stock market investing. So we're going to cover all that in the Generational Wealth Conference, myself and a bunch of experts like Yolanda Spivey and Julian Gordon and quite a few others. So feel free to go to generationalwealthconference.com. All right, so let me talk about this Elon Musk thing with Signal Advance. A couple things came to mind when I saw this, because you guys know when you shove all this stuff in your brain starts going all these directions and starts seeing these things that are actually teaching and learning points about what's happening. The first thought is this: there is no fundamental reason on this planet that Signal Advance should go from being a $60 share stock to a $70 share stock, especially if it all comes from a tweet. There is no tweet on earth that should be that powerful to push a stock up 11,000% in one day. There's nothing logical about that. It's all based on herding behavior, what they call herding behavior. One of my dissertation committee members was a guy by the name of David Hirschleifer. I bet you probably can't spell it if you try to Google it, but one day I'll type it in there so you can look him up. He's a smart guy. And David Hirschleifer was an expert on herding behavior. And one of the things I remember him concluding is that, people just kind of follow the crowd. They just sort of do what everybody else is doing, especially in areas like investing where they just don't know what's really going on. Most of the people that bought this stock were probably not people who took the time to go through the annual reports and actually calculate the fundamental value of the company, because if they'd done that, they would have come up with a number like 60 cents, maybe $1 a share, maybe $1.50 a share. They wouldn't have come up with $70 a share. Why did they buy it? Well, they bought it because Elon Musk tweeted about it, or so they thought he tweeted about it, and that actually happened to not be true. That's the kind of stock market you're in right now. You're in a stock market that is suffering from a serious amount of delusion. It's been infected with this virus called irrational exuberance. Former Fed Chairman Alan Greenspan wrote a whole book about it called Irrational Exuberance, surprise. And it's all basically when people get financially drunk, when people will just buy anything anywhere because they're just so used to winning. Right? Winning is easy. Right now, making money in the stock market is the easiest thing in the world. That's why I hope that you've been investing, because if you haven't been investing, you're hurting my feelings a little bit, and I'm feeling kind of bad for you because you really don't know what you're missing. But that's the first thought, right? A lot of people were buying just because everybody's buying everything. It's like a poker game where a guy gets lucky 2 or 3 times. Next thing you know, he's betting on every hand. Well, eventually his luck will change. So these retail investors eventually are going to get slapped upside the head when they see that the stock market can't just go up; it also goes down, and that's going to happen. There will be a crash. I want to make sure you understand that completely, that there will be a crash. Now, with these investors that are retail investors, like people that have Robinhood accounts, things like that, maybe that 23-year-old who loves the fact that he can flip his money real fast, and now he thinks he's a stock market expert. Maybe he's even teaching people how to invest in the stock market like him, and teaching them all the wrong way because he's made money, which has given him false confidence. He's become overconfident in his investing ability. There are literally academic theories about this. These individuals will buy anything. They'll buy anything at any price and won't question what the fundamental value actually is. Now, here's what that does. That gives people like Elon Musk a tremendous superpower. Let me tell you about a guy that you might have heard of. I don't know if you've heard of this guy named Donald Trump. Donald Trump is this guy who, before he got into politics and everyone hated him, he was actually admired by people because he knew how to make money. Donald Trump was a jerk. He was arrogant. People know that for 30, 40 years. But one thing Trump knew how to do was how to go get that paper. This man bought a $400 million building when he was 28 years old. And even at 28, he sounded just like he sounds now. They're like, so if this building's $400 million and you're only 28, how do you feel about this project? Are you a little nervous? He's like, no, it'll be fine. It'll be wonderful. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be extraordinary. We're going to do amazing things, right? Literally, he's the same guy now that he was back then, just older and fatter. And he's also probably going to go to jail after they get him out of the White House. But going back to Donald Trump used to use his superpower in a specific way, the same way an Elon Musk can use that power, or a Warren Buffett can use that power. what Trump used to do was in the 80s, Trump would go in and start buying a lot of shares of a certain company. And this information would either be publicly available or they would leak it and make sure everybody knew that Donald Trump was buying the stock, right? That Donald Trump, Donald Trump is getting in on it. Oh, he must be preparing to take over the company. If Trump's in it, then it must be a good deal. Oh, if Trump's in it, there must be some good information about this company that the public doesn't know. So people would run to go buy the stock just because Trump bought it. And Trump knew that. He knew that. So Trump would be able to basically do what amounts to effectively a pump and dump scheme. He would buy up a bunch of shares, let the price go up, 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 and then he sells all his shares before everybody realizes what's going on, and the suckers get left holding the bag. What they call the uninformed investor gets screwed, right? Because you bought this stock at 30 when it's really only worth 20. But by the time you realize it wasn't worth 30, the price has dropped back down to 20. You've lost $10 a share. Donald Trump has made $10 a share. A lot of wealthy people are able to do this. Warren Buffett, for example, is called the Oracle of Omaha. People give him so much credit, tremendous credit, for being able to predict the direction that stocks go. Well, I'm going to tell you like this. Warren Buffett ain't that smart. He's not stupid, though. He's smart enough, though, that you got to pay attention to him because the man has a lot of money. But Warren Buffett isn't as smart as he appears because a lot of what Warren Buffett is able to predict is a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? So it's like, let's say that we were all taking bets on whether or not Boyce was going to drop this pin or not, and I'm holding the pin, right? So if I place a bet and you place a bet, who do you think is going to win that bet? Who do you think is going to win if we played the same game 10 times in a row and I'm betting on whether this pin's going to drop and you're betting on whether this pin's going to drop from my hand? Who do you think is going to win that bet? It's going to be me, because the fact that I'm holding the pin means I get to predict what's going to happen. So I become this fortune teller because I can tell you, the pin's going to drop in 3, 2. No, it's not. It's going to drop in 1, 2, 3. Look at that. Wow, I predicted it. I'm so smart, right? Well, basically, when Warren Buffett buys into a company, this is my point. When he buys into a company, the company's value in many cases goes up just because he's there. He walks in the room and the room turns into gold just because he's in the room. When Elon Musk makes a tweet, if Elon Musk wanted to make some money, he could have bought this stock before he made the tweet. Now, don't get me wrong. You can't do this, sort of in a blatant way. The rapper 50 Cent actually almost got in trouble for that. He knew his superpower. So 50 bought this little penny stock, allegedly, according to the SEC, he allegedly bought this penny stock and then told all of his followers on social media to go buy it. And then the price went up and 50 sold his shares. So allegedly, right? Again, I don't know. I got to go look at the details. But here's the point. When you talk about the market that exists today, and you've got the uninformed investors who will just buy anything, the heavy speculators that are just rolling the dice, and then you've got the power brokers and the intelligent investors, you pretty much got the fish and the sharks. The sharks are usually going to make money no matter what. The fish are going to do really well until something terrible happens, and the fish are going to be left holding the bag. Right now, the market, some segments of the market can be seen almost like a little bit like a game of musical chairs or a Ponzi scheme. And there are going to be some people who are going to get their feelings hurt when the crash occurs, not if, when. It's definitely going to happen. Corrections always occur. In fact, there's one happening right now in cryptocurrency, but it's really the long-term trends that matter the most. But generally speaking, this thing with Elon Musk, what that made me think about is the fact that there are some investors that simply have the ability to make money just because people love them and respect them so much. Because ultimately what drives up a stock price is when you have more buyers than you have sellers. And if you can create demand for a stock, then it's almost like having the ability to print money. So I thought this was interesting that this stock went up 11,000% just because of an Elon Musk tweet that was misinterpreted. It really speaks to the fact that people aren't really doing any homework on the companies that they're buying. It is what it is. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, bad or good. I'm just describing what I see. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to go hit the thumbs up button, share, subscribe button. Also, if you want to join us for the Black Wealth Bootcamp, we meet again every Thursday. We meet every Thursday night at 8 o'clock. The Black Wealth Bootcamp is a 6-week masterclass that I do once every couple of years, and it's really, really good. You get a lifetime membership. So feel free to go to blackwealthbootcamp.com. And also, if you haven't learned to buy your first share of stock, or if you just want some free information from the Black Business School. Go to firstsharestock.com. That's important because that'll get you on our email list, which means that in the event that Facebook or YouTube or Twitter decides to shut me down, because I am an outspoken Black man. I don't apologize for that. I got to tell you the truth wherever it's at. Even if you don't like it, that's what I'm going to bring to you. So you got to be ready for that. But some people don't like that. So if they ever shut me down, I want to be able to send you an email and say, hey, y'all, they shut me down. Meet me over here. So go to firstsharestock.com. Not only will you get a free training on how to buy your first share stock, you'll get a lot of free information from the Black Business School sent to your email, and we'll be connected on the email list. Okay. So firstshareofstock.com. That's the URL. All right. And there's the Generational Wealth Conference that happens this weekend, generationalwealthconference.com. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys have a good night, and I will come back tomorrow, and I'll see you soon.